Welcome back to Luke Explores, everyone. In today's video, if I turn behind me, we're gonna step into this abandoned Cold War nuclear bunker that has been in this derelict condition for about 40, 50 years now. It's been posted all over social media as of recently, and there's no power anymore, unfortunately. But we've been trying to get in here for a couple of months now. We finally got our chance today. It took us a lot longer than we would have wanted to get in, but we are in now. So I'm gonna come around this machine here and take a look at this State Emergency Management Office of New York. There was about a half dozen of these bunkers created back in the 60s during the Cold War. I'm sure there's many other states that had similar bunkers built, but in New York, we know of these half dozen. Kyle is to my right over here, taking pictures of this machine that we've never seen before. I've never seen this before. It kind of looks like a giant server or communications machine of some sorts.
I don't even know what it is, honestly.
What does it say on here? Master oscillator frequency? Yeah, you want to turn? Oh, it moves.
Yeah, I was messing around, and so you can turn this one.
What about these? Huh.
Oh yeah.
Is it moving it?
Yeah, see the red?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I just like reset it.
Oh, this is crazy. Huh.
Yes.
What about that? It's like a topograph or something like
It's like
that.
the power level, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it looks like a topograph. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. And this is also connected to it. What's this? This panel here. Mode selector receiving. I mean, it was definitely just for communications, but that's insane. I'm gonna try to make sense of as much stuff in here as I possibly can, but being this was a bunker well before I was born, I think a lot of these systems are gonna be very outdated. Probably a lot of stuff I've never seen or heard of before, but like, that's a copying machine, so we're starting off strong there. But this is, I believe, also the only bunker, Kyle, that has anything left in it out of all the ones that are left in New York. I was telling the camera, I think there's about a half dozen of these left, and this is the only one that has anything inside of it.
Looks like we have nuclear fallout shelter right here.
That is so cool.
I mean, it's been in here so old, I can't even bend it back.
That's insane. It looks like a picture you download from online or something.
Yeah, like a video game or something.
Yeah, this is already a crazy start, dude. All right, let's step out of here, go to our left, and walk down this little corridor. I can hear water running through pipes, but I don't think that's actively running off electricity. Looks like there's a workbench here, some tools left, an RCA receiving tube manual, and then a radio console for the communications section. This was, for the most part, a communications bunker. This was the filtration system. I believe there were probably more filters in here, yeah. Big, thick door. And you can just imagine how many layers there are in between this and the outside. I don't really know how these bunkers work in terms of actually keeping out a nuclear blast, but there has to be a lot in between this and the outside to prevent that. All right, so this gnarly door is locked. We're gonna have to turn around and kind of walk backwards. There's nowhere else we can go that way. All right, we're gonna be careful of the entrance here with our lights and just kind of breeze past it. And now is when we really get into this bunker. We're just gonna take a quick look at some of this stuff because it's just a lot of random tools. And we could be down here for days, I think, if we pointed everything out in here. But I want to go check out this little noise that Kyle was pointing out, just to make sure we're okay. It just got very, very moldy. And thankfully, we did wear respirators today. That's kind of cool. Zones 1 through 10. But let's turn and push through here. It literally looks like we just entered a new place. Wow. What the heck? I don't know what I'm stepping on, but it cannot be good for humans. Wow. This just looks nuts. We'll go to our right first, I guess. Wow. This is crazy. Oh my God. Everything is decaying insanely in here. Look at that mold. Mm-hmm. What did you find?
The panel. Ooh. That's kind of sick.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so, so cool. The question is, though, is it like a heat map? Because look in the top left corner.
Electrical utility franchise areas. New York State Emergency Management Office regions.
Would be helpful if we didn't know where the other bunkers were already. Electrical panel.
They're all on though. Besides like 2. It's cut somewhere. Probably from the outside. This is another panel. Nah.
Nothing with this?
Unless we find more.
Huh.
I don't think we're gonna get in. Our lights on.
What the hell?
I'm building like a little mini moat. I do not want to drop anything in this.
Thank God for boots. It's kind of fun.
That's at least like probably 2 inches. Some spots at least a good 6 inches of just ceiling and shit.
It literally is the ceiling. The ceiling is just falling apart
Like,
and becoming part of the floor.
stupid, but this would clean up so easily.
It would.
Look how much I just moved. And how much water is just rushing in.
Is this more fun or more gross?
A little bit of both.
What's over here?
So it looks like there's like every single different county. Like, you know, city of Peekskill, city of White Plains. I can't really read that one.
Delaware
City of
County,
New Russia,
Dutchess County, Columbia County.
City of...
They're locked. Putnam County is unlocked. But it's not just the bunkers though, it's public information.
Oh, yeah, that's-
Well, I don't know if you call this public, but I
Trinidad
don't know if you guys can see in here very well.
incidents. God, even being in a filing cabinet, all this shit is... Oh, it's the paper. The paper clips are doing that?
Rusting.
Yeah. Fax transmission. Oh my god, wow.
Even the paper is decayed.
Almost 200,000 for something.
God dang. The decay back here. is just crazy. And this is just one of these back rooms.
NAWA is.
Nawaz.
Nawaz.
What's next?
This looks like a little office or like kind of just a almost meeting point, you know, like it has a door like you greet before you come in.
Yeah. And this is just like a completely different section.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's where we came in from. There's the hallway. And then if I spin around, first of all, look at the mold. Second of all, dude, look at these. Holy moly. The multicolored, moldy, wow, folders.
Well, I wanted to see inside, but...
That is so cool. Why does it look like that? Let me try to get the focus on it. There we go. That's so cool. Guys, I just wanted to note really quick, we said we were wearing respirators in here. This is my voice right now with the respirator, a little muffled. And this is it without it. So I'm sorry, you're gonna have to live with it. Let's explore. This is the director's office. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it says so on the door. That's how I know. There's not really much in here that I can see so far. Just like little bits and pieces, a bunch of CDs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what is that?
What is that, Kyle?
We don't know what IBM is.
All right, heading out of the director's office, let's spin left down the moldy hallway. We have not been down here at all yet.
Watch out, the ceiling is pretty drippy as well.
Yes, it is. Oh, I can actually feel it. I'm getting hit. Oh, this is so cool. Did it say on the door whose office this is? Oh, dude, I know who this belongs to. It's the home of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Oh my gosh. Just the way everything looks in here with the mold on it. It's all turning different colors. This is crazy. This is just insane. Is that a plant?
Yeah.
That is so weird. That's probably the weirdest thing in here so far.
Look how alive it is.
That contrast of colors, the green up against the white and the brown,
It's actually like really nice.
that's insane. It's a little bit of a life in this very, very dead place.
Yeah, it just pops.
Pops! I'm gonna head off to my left here. Check out this office.
Oh my god, Luke.
What?
This is the communications room.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I just saw it. Okay, wait, we're not going in there yet. We have to go in here first. We have to see the moldy office before we go in there. That room is the gold, guys. This is also kind of really cool. Look at, that's the ceiling, isn't it? It is.
Yeah.
It is. The ceiling fell onto the desk.
And that's all water up there too.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah. Guys, so you can see actually a little bit better the concrete reinforcements just right above the ceiling.
And it's just that condensating.
Dude, I was saying, can you imagine like how much concrete or how many layers of protection and filters they must have in between here and the surface? Like,
I mean, just alone. I mean, it's down to here, so that's several. That's like, I'm gonna say 40 feet total, maybe. They might have put in.
that's a lot.
Or more.
That's a lot of concrete.
I don't know though.
It could be less. We don't really know how far underground we are right now.
I think that's the top.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna say at most we're maybe like 20 feet underground.
Okay, because we've definitely gone down a little bit.
Oh, you know what we can do?
What?
Is we can look at the compass, see our elevation.
And then check it later.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, actually, let's check that.
Can't see the password, people. Where's the compass? We even have.
We have to remember this at the end.
Where's? Is it because we don't have service? don't think it's gonna show because we don't have service.
Are you serious? That would make sense though, wouldn't it? They can't read anything.
Normally it does, but wow.
It's time to go where, Kyle?
Into the communications room.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you're gonna have a hard time looking for a care of the episode.
Holy shit. This is insane. Oh my freaking goodness gracious. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, Kyle, what do you think you need in your basic disaster supplies kit? This is a test.
All right. You know what? Honestly, a Happy Meal. And don't forget the kids' toy because it does get pretty depressing.
Wrong. You actually need a 3-day supply of non-perishable food, flashlights and extra batteries, first aid kit and manual, a whistle, and extra clothing.
So I got it wrong?
Yep.
But what if I want McDonald's?
That counts as perishable.
Yeah.
This is insane. Oh my gosh. Some of the seats have little pieces of equipment attached to them. That's crazy. Dude. We think that this was recently smashed. If you watch the Proper People's video from not too long ago, we think this was in one piece, but again, we have no service, so we can't check that. We do know there's been quite a few people that have been coming in here over the last couple weeks, and that is part of the reason why it was extra difficult for us to get in here, because it is being watched for sure. This is so cool. We're gonna say it a million times, but we've never seen a place like this before. I wanna focus again on this emblem with the logo. It's so cool. And just, I mean, come on. Like, you're never gonna see anything like this ever again. Nothing is built like this. Nothing's designed like this. One of a kind. And here's a very moldy map. Crazy. Let's head into this room that Kyle is inside of right now. Anything interesting in here?
Not really. It's pretty wet in here.
Ew. Ew,
Yeah.
ew, ew. This is pretty cool. Anything in any of these?
I didn't bother to try to open.
Nope. Doesn't want to open anyway.
Multiple jurisdiction maps, though.
So there's pretty much nothing in this little adjacent room to this main control room, operations room, whatever you want to call it. It's very weird. The desks are extremely low to the ground. So trying to focus my attention here as much as I can. And I actually did not see or focus on this yet.
This absolutely pristine computer.
During a nuclear emergency, this communications hub was meant to keep operating when everything else failed. Information was being moved in and out of this room consistently, monitored from these desks as events unfolded in real time. What remains now is the evidence of that work. Rows of workstations, machines built to function without modern systems, and a central space up front for briefings and coordination. This bunker was built to endure humanity's worst-case scenario, but the moment it was designed for never arrived. Exiting the communications room, it's time to go back down this hallway and go to our left, I believe, right?
Yes.
That's the area we haven't been in yet, but it's so moldy. Again, here's the director's office. Just a little look. Panning out of here, right next to us is what looks like a little administration section. And then across the way was Nawas, the really gross floor room is what we'll call it. But panning out of there again, you can see to my right is where we entered from, and then to my left is where we have not been yet. And yeah, it just keeps going and going and going.
It's colder over here too, doesn't it?
It does. Oh my gosh. Here's the model. Me too. Oh my goodness. It looks destroyed. Kind of. Doesn't it?
It's not flooded though.
No.
Like the flood is just crazy.
I know, look at this. Every single step we take, it gets a little bit deeper. But I'll put the camera back on here so you can just see this from pretty much every angle. Public safety critical incident management. It's a simulation, dude. That's what this is. It's simulating a nuclear attack. So I don't know if it's supposed to look destroyed or if a nuclear bomb hit it, which I think it is. Unless someone came through and destroyed this. I mean, look at it. It's completely ravaged as if this place was blown to smithereens. Even on the little bridge, we have the ambulances trying to help out, but the bridge ends. And then we have all these blown out little homes over here. Kyle's driving down. We'll call that Main Street. No, dude, you can't go up there. That's not safe. That is not safe. That is not safe. You cannot drive up there. I think you should park the car somewhere else.
I got it. Cops are coming.
Please, pull him over. Please pull him over.
Got him.
Okay, good. Are you happy with that result?
Absolutely.
How happy?
110%.
What is going on with this? The flooding seems to be...
Yeah, there's so much water.
Yeah, this is where the most amount of water is right here.
Like if we were not wearing boots, our feet would be drenched.
That's disgusting. This is probably the grossest water we've ever seen, too. This has been sitting for, I mean, who knows how many decades. Kyle's maneuvering to higher ground. You know what that means? Better photos.
Have to get the shot.
Have to get the shot. This is just insane. Look at all the little houses here on the side. They're completely destroyed from the nuclear blast. The trees are completely blown over, and the city is ravaged. Again, this was a simulation of a nuclear attack. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of abandoned bathrooms, but we are gonna go check this one out here. The water is again deep. I'm gonna squeeze through here. There's even a drain, and it's not draining. So that's probably backed up completely. Here's the urinals with a insanely moldy backdrop. That's crazy. And then here is the mirrors. Wow. And this hand sanitizer still works. That's crazy. But we're gonna walk back out here and get one more look at this model. I would agree. This is probably my favorite part so far. Let's see, is this another bathroom? Actually, it leads right back into the bathrooms. What's this, the showers? Interesting. Huh. Well, here is another office. This one is not as glamorous, even with all the mold. Yes, I know. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Wow. Oh, yeah. That is some gross ass water. And that is a chair in the bathroom. Why did we not choose that to be the chair of the episode? And look at that. The Scott's toilet paper. I'm going to maneuver through here. Why is it covered in pink mold? I have never seen that before. Same thing with that roll of toilet paper there. Ooh. It's hard to even remember where we're going at this point. This is back into the main hallway, and this is a kitchen. So yeah, we came down here. I'm gonna assume none of these breakers work as well. As mentioned multiple times, as of a month or two ago, the power in here was on. Everything in here turned on and off, but everything for the most part is pretty much on. So the master power was probably shut and turned off. As unfortunate as it is that we don't have any power in here, it's a completely different look and basically looks like a whole new place. So I am glad that we get a different perspective, even though the power did make it look absolutely insane. But just for a little bit more context, they built this place with the goal of, if there was a nuclear attack, even though this wasn't a bunker for people to live in necessarily, the goal was that they could still use this as shelter for a while, probably weeks, if not months. And yeah, the water is getting worse and worse. It's flooding terribly in here. But honestly, all this stuff is still in pretty good shape. And for being down here for 40, 50 years, it's really not that moldy in this room. We'll go back here and just make sure there's nothing. It looks like this was probably a pantry. Not even. Maybe a cooler. And here's another electrical box. But everything here looks again like it's on. Unless, for whatever reason, interesting. I really was hoping that was going to do something. Should we try the lights? I don't feel like anything's going to work in here. There's no switch there. There's no way something would have turned on, but yeah, the lights are already on. Dang it. But that's the kitchen. Let's keep going down this way.
Yeah, the walls are pretty weird on like how clean they look.
What is this? A shower? Like a decontamination room almost? Oh. A changing room? Look what I'm stepping in. What the hell? Disinfectant. So this is basically the back rooms. I know, it just keeps going. More showers. Oh, okay, dude. I think this is where it actually loops around. This is where it's locked. And look at this. The water is escaping under the door.
So if we
Or to open this, it would just
is it
like,
coming out of the wall there?
yeah, it is. Or, well, actually, it could just be coming from behind the,
Oh, I can't tell because maybe there's a crack in the foundation.
that's
All the way
insane.
down to here. Oh my god! Just look at the film. Like, and it just goes straight back.
Dude, what is it? It's like oil.
Yeah, oil, grease.
Now, if you want to talk about still water, this is the stuff that will quite literally give you cancer, I think. Like,
Hey, I mean, according to that, it's moving though.
it is moving. It's not very still anymore, so I guess I stand corrected. Let's keep walking down here.
This is bad though.
Let's take a really quick look in here. Yeah. There's a door in there? I did not see that. There's no way that there's just another exit. Huh.
How come these drains are not working?
They're probably so backed up, dude. I mean, there's probably another 10 years of water underneath that.
Exit.
What? There's no way. Like, where would this possibly go to?
Hopefully that's a lot. It might be that
Huh.
but like no one has opened that in years.
Yeah, that has not been
I mean,
used in forever.
oh dude, there's a snake.
Huh? Oh, you scared me.
He's like,
Oh.
I think he killed himself trying to get out. There's snails there?
Usually I wouldn't walk through electrical stuff like this, but considering this is kind of the stuff that powered the nuclear bunker and kept it running, I feel like I do want to just walk through this. Obviously, we have no idea what 99% of this stuff is. This is a boiler, actually, and I know that because it says it on it.
But yeah, realistically, you realize we're standing in like a fucking death trap.
Yeah.
How? I wonder if partially that's why they cut the water too. I mean the power. Like,
Maybe the water did cause that then.
I mean, maybe they didn't even cut it and it just went off on its own. I doubt it, but.
Let's see if there's anything back in this corner besides deep water. Hey, this would be another contender for chair of the episode, but we've already got it. This is covered in all this white film. Huh. And then this is the corner of the electrical room. Huh. After I came out of the electrical room, I was ready to say I've seen everything in here, but I'm wrong. I did not go left and walk into this room and the one next to it, which is a woman's bathroom, which we're going to step into because that is the craziest looking mold I think that we've seen in here so far. Oh my God. It looks like something out of like a Call of Duty map or something, and I don't play video games. That's nuts. Let's head into this room back here. It almost looks like Kyle got the power on, but that's just his flashlight in the corner. Anything cool in here?
Not crazy. The funniest thing I saw in here actually is a tornado warning, but a booklet for boys and girls. It's like a kid's book for tornadoes.
That's really weird. What's this?